We have a podcast, by the way, that most of you have been a guest on. Thank you very much for that. We have a podcast like every other comedian, but other comedians seem to have sponsors where they actually make money from doing their podcast. We have never had a legitimate sponsor, which is kind of baffling to me with all the heartwarming content that we put out, from Floyd getting his asshole carved out from ass cancer to Chad Shank's litany of brutal assaults he's committed, to Electric Dave and Betty and your drug smuggling and prison stories, and Joby, your sister's untimely gruesome death from liver failure, and no sponsors, not to mention Castle Rock Kenny's failed suicide attempt and the tragic results of the Whiskey Girl and Nowhere Man cliffhanger podcast, and still Stamps.com has not come rushing at us with a big check. I don't understand why. That's the problem with podcasting is, there's only so many things. I could only sell a product that I use and my fans would want, which is very limited. If you're in Vegas and you need ecstasy, I know a guy. His name's Frank, but then you have to hang out with him. He doesn't advertise. If you need 16-foot steel palm trees handcrafted for your backyard, I know a guy, Shawnee, but he doesn't advertise either. And all the people that do advertise on podcasts generally are all shit that I don't use. My fans, LegalZoom.com. Do you have a will, people? My audience? Yes. Yeah, you know that nest egg you'll never have that you would have left to the thing you aborted already? LegalZoom.com. Fucking satellite radio is the worst. If you have satellite radio, all the sponsors are either scams or whores. Like all shit that used to be relegated to advertising in the back of comic books or smut magazines. Every third voice is, "Hi, I'm Whore Voice. Do you have a boner? Need a boner? Want a place to put a boner? Do you want to fuck someone's wife while they're at work? Go to fuckmywife.com, and I'm Whore Voice. AdamandEve.com. Do you want to spice up your love life? If you order right now from AdamandEve.com, we're going to include a gift so naughty we can't mention it on the air." You're on Howard Stern, cunt. What can you not mention on the air? You just came out of a Howard Stern break where they had a regular guest, a recurring guest, whose fetish is to have chicks puke on his genitals. They had paid whores in the studio trying to make themselves vomit on Jeff Levy's cock and balls. And then you go to break and you have a gift so naughty we can't mention it on the air. Is it anthrax? What is it? I'm curious. Is it heroin? If I order your wiggly gummy butt plug off your website, am I going to get weapons-grade uranium in the mail? I need to know. I need to know how much to tip my postman at Christmas. CougarLife.com. There's hot, horny cougars out there waiting for you right now. And you're still here. Who's buying the cougar bullshit? When did they take skanks off the shelf in a massive GM-style recall, bring them back to the plant, polish them up, rebrand them, and repackage them and sell them back to us as MILFs or cougars? No, you're skanks. I know you. I know a skank. I grew up with skanks. There's nothing wrong with skanks. You're nice people. You're not a fucking cougar. You're a beat-up last call option at the bar. I wouldn't be where I am in my life today without the caring and decency of skanks who helped me up the ladder. But don't come back and high dollar me that you're some fucking MILF with a pay site now. I knew you had kids before I ever had to sit with them at breakfast the next day. Just based on the dilation and the back queef of Doggy Style. I knew something big came out of there. And maybe more than one. I would have a hard time selling any of that bullshit on a podcast. So what I do instead, because I want a sponsor, I want to be like my peers, so I just say that I'm sponsored by shit that I like that doesn't know they're sponsoring me. Whatever. Sabra hummus. It's a good hummus. I know it's a corporate-owned Frito-Lay. At first, I thought it was some old lady named Sabra actually making this in her kitchen, and I thought I was doing a service. Now they're a Frito-Lay subsidiary, but I'm at an age where a good hummus is important to me. Saks Underpants is a regular sponsor because they're men's underpants, but I'll get you a pair. They fucking have a little cup to hold your balls up, like a powdered baby's hand holding your balls close to you. Saves you from anal toe. You know what? If I had Saks Underpants, there would be no anal toe all over YouTube of me. And there is no product that I can stand behind with more pride. No product more maligned and shit upon. No product more underrated than plastic jug vodka. It's just as good as any top shelf shit. If you know anything about liquor, whiskey, tequila, yes, huge difference between top and bottom shelf. Vodka, almost none. Almost none. So if you're out there at the bars and you're ordering a Grey Goose by name or a Ciroc, you're a chump. You're a mark on a carnival midway throwing softballs into a milk jug to win a Bart Simpson doll, you fucking stooge. You're a victim of marketing and you use a name brand in place of a personality. Plastic jug vodka is the same shit. And if any one of you wants to square off with me, Deer Hunter style, taste test, and you have your Kettle One, and I have my plastic jug, and we're mixing them with Yoo-Hoo to make white trash Russians. If you can pick yours from mine 2 out of 3, it's dumb luck. Because it's the same shit. So, Plastic Jug Vodka, our biggest sponsor on the podcast. This podcast brought to you by Plastic Jug Vodka. So, after an eternity of saying that on the podcast, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if we actually got sponsored by Plastic Jug Vodka? We went with Popov. Because it's the most well-known of the plastic jugs. Popov, nationally, you all have your own from wherever you're from, a Kamchatka or a Vitali or a Wolf Schmidt. They all come out of the same rusted water tank in Ghost Town, New Mexico, with 2 old guys in sombreros watching the production and just pasting a different label on every fucking bottle. It's the same shit. We went with Popov, and we talked to Hennigan, because Hennigan, my manager, before he was in the Doug Stanhope business, his job was he was the international marketing director for Macallan Whiskey. So we go, he knows people in the business. Let's talk to him. Get us sponsored by Popov, Hennigan. That would be fucking funny. So Hennigan puts out some feelers and people he knows in the business. And the word that we got back, the quote, Popov Vodka wouldn't touch Doug Stanhope with a barge pole. Not even the cliched 10-foot pole. They had to get poetic in how much they did not want me to talk positively for basically pro bono. I didn't even want money. I just wanted like the big banner that bands get, Budweiser presents. I wanted a big banner, Popov Vodka presents, just for the errant person who walks in going, Popov Vodka? Honey, isn't that like homeless person vodka? You go, yes, it is. Exactly. And I'm like a homeless person kind of comedian. It's the perfect pairing of brands. And you won't touch me with a barge pole? Honestly, I didn't expect a lot out of this career. I never expected a Emmy award for a TV show I ruined or a Grammy for any dog shit album I put out. The fact that I can sell out my own funhouse for free is overwhelming to me. And that you fake laugh. I like that. That's all I could ever expect. But I have been kicked in the balls a few times so hard in the last few years. It's almost, are you trying to shame me out of the industry? Drunk History is a show on Comedy Central, and I don't get a call for that, much less the first call for Drunk History. There's only 2 comedians of any seniority, any tenure left in this business, and it's me and Ron White, and we're doing our own personal last comic standing to the death. And I don't get a call for Drunk History, which is okay, because a friend of ours, Henry Phillips, you know, he did the show, and before you do it, you have to take a physical. And that's where I draw the line. If I'm going to find out I have liver failure, it's not going to be from some smirking Comedy Central executive. And now we're even for the man show. That's a small kick in the nads. The second one was a few years ago. Christopher Dorner was a true American hero. He was this LAPD cop who tried to out his department for the racist abuses that were going on, like Serpico. But he wasn't white like Serpico, so they just railroaded him and go, fuck you, you're fired. So he tried to remedy the situation going through channels, but channels don't work when the channel is the people that railroaded you. So he finally snapped and did what any decent American should do, is go out and fucking kill a lot of LAPD and their families. Maybe you never lived in LA. If you had, you would have been cheering for this dude. It's not like Bisbee cops where they're cool and you can wave at them and they wave back, and then you see him at the deli department at Safeway and you go, hey, Yanis, and he goes, hey, Doug. No, LAPD. So he went on this, if you remember, it was like a 2-week on the lam, killing cops, killed the fucking lieutenant's niece at her graduation, and they finally burned him out of a cabin up in Big Bear, Waco style. And he left an 8-page manifesto. And if you read it, first 7 pages, very compelling story, you go, why is there not a donate here button, PayPal for more bullets? Because you sold me. Yeah, they fucked you strong, and they deserve this. 8th page, the last page of the manifesto, kind of drifts off into weirdness and minutia, like the last several years of my act. He talks about music that he likes. This is this weird suicide note. Movies he enjoys. He enjoyed the Hangover movies, but hopes they don't go past 3 installments. Because they're funny, but not that funny. That's actually in his fucking manifesto. Last page of the manifesto, he mentions 8 or 9 stand-up comedians he's fond of. And that's the only reason I read it. Someone said, did you read the manifesto? He talks about all these comics he loves. I never expected a Grammy Award or an Emmy, but I had goosebumps waiting to read my name in the L.A. cop killers final words, and I got snubbed. I was snubbed. Ellen DeGeneres was named in the manifesto. I got jack shit. Comics I enjoy, Jon Stewart, Jeffrey Ross, they're great comics, but is that what you're going to listen to when you're gearing up to go murder the families of LAPD officers in cold blood? That's what's going to put you in the mood? Is Margaret Cho? And Margaret Cho, she's a friend of mine. I call her Maggie. We're close. But that's not, when you're putting bullets into a cartridge and you're putting your flak jacket on, that's what's going to put you in the mood to murder people? Is Margaret Cho's impression of her Korean mother? Not unless you served in Korea and you're having flashbacks. You put me in the fucking iPod. That's what I've done this for 25 years for, is to inspire creative individuals like you, Christopher Dorner. And you left me off the list. And if that is not kicking the balls enough, when Popov Vodka tells you you're not good enough to promote our garbage product. It's fucking $9.99 at Safeway, and $9 if you buy 6 at a time. And I always buy 6 because I'm an optimist that I'll be alive long enough to finish those 6 with me and my friends. It's repulsive. It's garbage. It's ulcer tonic. It's hoboplasma. It is a food stamp analgesic for a broken soul. That's why it comes in a plastic jug so homeless people can use it as a pillow when they're done drinking it and they're sleeping on the railroad tracks and they don't even feel their legs being removed by a early morning commuter. And I'm not good enough. The only advertising they have otherwise is spontaneous product placement in the trembling hand of a dying alcoholic guzzling it on an episode of Intervention. And I'm not good enough. It's not even bottom shelf vodka. Some markets, it comes from a lower shelf than even the bottom, where you have to step on a button like Get Smart, and a secret shelf rises from the sewer for the man on an even more discriminating budget. And I'm not good enough. So from now on, I am sponsored by Popov Vodka against their will. Every night, every show, Popov Vodka. All of my material retroactively was brought to you by Popov Vodka. If you didn't like it, all the way from transvestite hookers and MySpace pedophiles and Doug Flutie's Flipper Baby and Sarah Palin's Retard Baby, if it offended you, Popov Vodka brought that to you. I have my own banner now. I didn't need it from you, Popov. We had a fan make us a banner. It travels with me. Popov Vodka presents. We have t-shirts. Popov Vodka presents Doug Stanhope. We have stickers that say Popov Vodka presents, and when I die from drinking this swill, sure, it's just as good as the top shelf shit, but that's where they put the cancer, is in the cheap shit to kill the poor. When I die from Popov Vodka, my headstone will read, Popov Vodka proudly buries the great Doug Stanhope. And perhaps I will take this whole bit, couple it together with some drug and jerk-off stories I never put on any other tape, and put it all out as a special called Popov Vodka presents An Evening with Doug Stanhope. Oh, wait, I think we just did that. Thank you very much. Pop off for all my friends. Thank you.